right, we're good. Go ahead.
Golem ahead.
Golem ahead.
So yes, Foxtrot. Did you ever try out any other shadow names?
No, not really.
You just knew that you were always going to be Foxtrot?
I mean, I workshopped it, but I never used any of them. Besides, like, yeah, the final draft was Foxtrot, and that's what I used.
Okay. Raptor. What do you do to feel better when you're sad?
Tinker with electronics because they're a system, they're a function, they have a purpose. Everything has its place, so there's a place for everything. It calms the mind.
I thought we were gonna start a musical and be like, I simply remember my favorite things and then I don't feel.
That's how the song ends. Then I don't feel.
Yeah, that's just it. Done.
It's the millennial and Gen Z version of the song.
Oh God.
Ray. Someone is doing something morally wrong. They turn to you and ask you for help to make it right. What would you need from them before you would help them?
Money.
We live in a very capitalistic world, okay?
It depends. Like, do I already have like a relationship with them? Is this somebody I know? Is this a stranger? Why are they turning
Stranger.
to me? It's a stranger. Why would they ask me?
I don't know.
Because you're there.
Yeah, because you're there, right place, right time. Like maybe you were hired to fix the problem, and you were running a shadow, and when confronting them, they're like, I know I've been screwing up. I don't want to do this. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know how to get out. What would you need from them to actually want to help them?
It depends on what it is. Because if it's like something like I've slaughtered like 200,000 people, then I would say that they would owe some sort of a significant like penance or something that wouldn't necessarily be within my realm of, you know, it's not my job to mete out that sort of justice if there is any in this world. But if it's like something smaller or something like, I don't know, like they stole drugs from, somebody and I was supposed to like help recover, cargo or whatever. Um, I would need to know that they were sincere in it. So it's not necessarily about money or anything. I would still do what I had to do to appease the client outside of killing them or whatever. Um, but as long as I knew that they were like genuinely sincere, I would help find them resources to do whatever it is they're trying to do to reconcile or whatever.
Okay.
A sincere and genuine desire for change.
Gotcha. Spectre. Did you ever have any love interest? And if so, who were they?
That's a good question.
Hey,
Pre-blip.
I thought about these.
I never had like anyone I was going stable with or anything, but I have had like multiple like crushes and just people I liked throughout the years. Usually it was within like the community or something, which didn't make it that grand of a option or grand, like large of a pool to like choose from, but they came and went throughout the years.
When you
Like I said,
say
nothing.
when you say part of the community, you mean like a kinfolk or a fellow kinfolk?
Yeah, or just like people like us. I wasn't too interested in most people with how obsessed they were with their lives and capitalism and technology in general. I never really fit in, so.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Spectre. Where we left off last game was Spectre was racing down the street, chasing after, well, on the trail of the truck. You could see treads and the odor coming up from the road. You can tell because it's the same feeling, the same smells that you had from the warehouse. In front of you, almost a vision of the truck appears, but it's not whole, or it doesn't look like the ghost image that you see in like racing games. It's more you see the shadows that it left on the ground as it races down the street. You can even make out and see debris from the wreckage that the drones left from the vehicle's hull. Give me some kind of perception check.
Kind of perception.
Yep. And like you can add in your tracking ability.
Okay. Super sensitive. Is this like what kind of hearing, sight, smell?
Don't you have like an ability that allows you to track?
I think it's
Or is that just part of your super senses?
I have blood scent, which like lets me trace people pretty well. I've been like,
Gotcha.
in contact with them. But that's like oh no, that's just a descriptor, yeah. So scent then.
Yeah. It's definitely not hearing or seeing. This is just part of the debris that was left behind. What's that D4?
I just was rolling before.
Oh, okay.
Do I submit first or?
What happened? Sorry. There you go. Nice. So it's hard for me to describe because it's done via in shadows, but you can kind of almost see reflections through the truck, like light that's coming in from the front window into the back and out onto the street. And in that, you can see what looks like a handprint goes up against the back window. Eventually, you get to the building of where you're certain that it escaped inside of. It seems locked up pretty tight. The building doesn't have any names on it, but it's safe to assume that it's probably owned by the Evo Corporation. And I'm also assuming that you're still making your way off to your next stop.
Yeah. So wait. There was a person inside of the truck before they arrived, and then now that I see them, I don't see the truck anymore. I'm kind of confused about this scene.
You never actually saw the truck.
Like sense.
Yeah, this was all
Sure.
like your sense, and because all of your powers wrap around shadows, I'm imagining utilizing that in some of its descriptions.
Or actually, so my super senses are more like innate powers that come from me being a vampire rather than shadows. So I don't think that's like really.
Wait, you're a vampire?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna go back and get the Astarian image out of my mind. Okay, continue.
He's a genetic anomaly.
Look, I'm
Are you
sorry.
really just learning for the first time that he's a vampire? Like, he literally fed last game.
Did he?
Remember, I like
Yeah.
went and just like bit a
Yeah.
person's neck and started draining him.
You know what? Like, so I know that he like did some shadowy sucky thingy. Yeah, that's not a vampire. That's like that's like the Vashta, which arguably is worse. Anyways,
Um,
carry on.
Um, but
yeah, I
I
kind of
imagine.
just assume that your vampirism and your shadowness is intricately entwined.
Well, I thought on my back, so I had learned shadow magic separately as a way to um, just be stronger, and that not every person like me has shadow magic. Like it's something people had to intentionally learn and discover. So all the like, whenever I use like my super sensitive stuff, I always roll Nightwalker because it's more innate, like due to my race rather than um, magic. It's like a magical innate ability rather than like being a shadow skill.
Okay.
Wait, does
Um,
sunlight not affect vampires in this universe?
sunlight does not affect him, vampire. Himpire.
Empire.
In this universe.
Himothy hymns. Gotcha.
Um, sorry, Wicket's getting mad about something. Okay, so then instead of it being more shadows, I guess you can sense that there was a body back there.
The truck and the assumed body
Hmm.
is gone when I arrive at the scene. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, you never saw. Well, you saw the truck at the warehouse. The truck was long gone, and you were using your super
Yeah, but
sense
it's not like
to
outside the
track it.
building or anything when I get there. It's like I can't
Right.
see it
No.
or anything.
No. No.
Okay.
No. It's definitely locked up tight inside there, but the trail end's cold here.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I will make a note of this place and then move on. Can't really do much on my own.
Okay. Um, while you're on your way to your next place, uh, Vic and the gang, where do you all go?
To the Bat Cave.
Okay.
I guess to my apartment.
Sure.
I'm gonna specifically not go to my apartment.
That's fair.
I'm sure I've got some kind of storage unit for the van.
Yeah, I mean, when you pull up in, uh, you probably have like privacy areas inside of your parking garage. Like there's garages inside the garage, um, like storage units. Um, but once you get out, a drone flies up to you. Uh, good. What time of the day is it? It is still morning. Okay. So yeah, there we go. It flies up to you. Good morning, Mr. Bren. Would you like the standard operations repair and service? We could charge it to your normal account.
That'd be most excellent, Alfred. Actually,
The
Jeeves. Jeeves.
Okay. The drone is, I guess, used to you calling it that, and it flies on into your garage area, and you hear machines start to get to work.
Considered a new scene for people who have 0 plot points.
Uh, yes, this is the beginning
Okay.
of the game, or beginning of a session. So
We also reset our archetype as well if we used it. I can't
yes.
remember. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
What
and our
about,
stress too.
what about stresses?
Um, it should. So your stress heals like normal. So it should drop by 1 per scene.
For each type of stress.
Yes.
Okay.
Just one per scene. Does drain go away? I assume.
Drain you have to heal through feeding. so you healed some
Okay.
of it.
All right. I'll keep it at 2.
Okay. Mad
For my
Dog, go ahead.
armor, I just realized I have that. Does that heal?
Yes, armor heals at the end of a scene.
Okay.
How
Well,
do we
technically, it heals when you have a moment to work on it. So I'm assuming there's some downtime here. We can consider it
so
healed.
toughness heals too?
Toughness heals also.
How do you heal it?
I think if you hover over it, it tells you that you can control click it, and it will go up.
Control, click. Okay.
Um, Mad Dog says to y'all, you all are fun. But I'm getting commissioned to help out with a sewage problem. I can message you all my bill. Good luck out there.
We'll be in touch.
And yep, he tightens up his backpack and heads off. And then you all head up to your room. Up there, basically, yeah. What all do you do once you get up there? Anybody need extra healing or?
I still have a 1 physical stress left, so
Me as well, since I kind of twisted my ankle from the dodging that huge container at the end there.
Raptor, I'm assuming that you have some kind of
Yeah.
devices or
we have
kits.
back to tank.
No, I'm not that rich. I'm sure I've got some first aid up there, industrial strength stuff.
Anybody have medicine?
Sure don't.
I think I do.
Even though that was an option.
Be under
It's not
biotech.
on here.
Oh,
Biotech medicine.
Oh. Yeah, I have a D4.
Is that a character trait? Where's
That's
medicine at?
It's under
skill.
skills, it's
Skill.
under biotech.
That's better than I got.
I see it now. Yeah, no, I got a whopping 0 on that.
Okay.
D4 it is!
Yeah, if you want to wrap people up and bandage them, it would be some kind of logic, biotech, and a distinction. And the difficulty is based on their stress.
You sure it's not like, I don't know, body? Because, like, it's your body that's hurt? No? Okay. Alright.
Maybe you were laying hands, but
Oh, you're both at D4? Yeah, most likely you will be fine.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm at
yeah,
D4.
but it's
by
me
the end of the
rolling it.
by the end of the scene, I'm assuming you guys could just heal, so there's no actual need for a roll.
Oh, well,
But
I have dice
basically,
in
this is the
there.
explanation of how. I
Why
mean, if
can
you
I
want to
not?
roll it, I'm not going to stop you.
I'm so confused. Where is the roll button?
Because you have a condition, so that condition is popping up, letting you know, hey, you have to add this condition to your roll before you roll.
Yo, dog.
Oh, I just click it?
Yeah, when you click the condition, it will add that to
Oh,
your roll.
okay. Oh, yep, see, this is what I'm saying.
Nice.
I mean, if you're that much in need for plot points, I'll buy it from you. Oh, hold on, I need a first reset.
I mean, I had 1.
Yeah, I bought it. You got the plot point for it.
I have 3 now, though. Did you buy
What
it
do you mean?
twice?
I just bought it once.
Well, I now have 3 plot points, and at the beginning of this game, I had 1 plot point.
I see that you added 2 plot points at the beginning.
I have not clicked anything. I had 1 plot point. I'm recording my screen. I know. I mean, well,
I
Foxtrot
mean,
got a
it says
I'm
right
like,
on the
I mean,
You
it says
got a
right
point.
there.
You got a point.
Ray gains a plot point. It says it twice.
my cursor is nowhere near it. I will replay this recording right now.
Yes, Latin.
You stuttered when you clicked one.
What?
Did you not add like for when you first started?
No, because
Like
I
when the game
wasn't at
first started?
0.
Oh.
I had one. I had one when I logged in, so I left it alone, and now I have 3. So I'm just gonna call this. The game is saying, you know what? This is karma. Here you go. You've suffered enough, and now I have 3 plot points.
I'm assuming that 10 roll is more than enough.
I also now
Yeah.
have 2 physical stress again.
What?
It it added a stress to me.
Oh, because you rolled a hitch. When you have a condition, it adds stress.
Cool. So I hurt myself more. All right. Wait. So when I get a condition, do I get another plot point?
Oh, that's it.
There you go. See, you guys are like, oh, Erin's doing shit. She's just being shady. But no, I just understand your coding better than you do. Ha.
Yep. Nope. You're right. That's how the game works. I'm not saying that you aren't being shady. This is Shadowrun. You should be shady. That's the idea of the game. But yeah, so you get 1 plot point for adding the condition to the roll, and then you got 1 plot point because you rolled a hitch from it, and you took a condition from it.
So I'm sitting there trying to heal Foxtrot over there, and like as I like lean forward to like try and bandage him, I like rip open my wound again, and I'm like, okay, wait, need a minute. So
You just turned out to be a little bit more hurt than what you thought you were.
like, you know what? I'm not
Uh,
gonna try this again.
But
Every
you
single
still,
time that I try to heal you, something goes poorly. Because this is the second time.
but the roll still passed though with 10, so she healed me.
yep.
Cool.
I
I'm
work
glad I
on
could
it
help.
still.
I'm gonna go lay down.
All right. Um,
She just like passes out
so
on the couch.
There's a guest room, sure.
Doesn't make it there. Like barely like hanging off of couch.
Your healing works like the Green Mile. Like you just take in my damage.
I have not seen that, but yeah, I'm assuming it's some sort of like pain transference or something.
Right.
while you're checking into your normal stuff, Raptor, you see a message from Matteo popped up looking for um, any kind of status.
Did I do a roll on that once already?
What do you mean? On looking into that,
Yeah.
looking into the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Did I have any more time since then to have done it?
No, you haven't had any more time.
What, I need 3 successes? And
I
I've
mean,
got 1?
unless you were going to be spending like an hour or so of downtime now to start working on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Just see if I can get a little bit more into it.
okay. Then yeah, go ahead and give me some kind of
Engineer.
engineering type role.
Logic or intuition?
This would probably be logic.
Engineering?
Hmm.
Or can I add? Can I use a cyber deck to help or no? Or possibly no.
Not sure what a cyber deck would do in this case.
I don't know. Computer. Just trying to think. Well, shit. Let's roll and see what happens. Where you at? There you are. Oh, I got a condition too. Damn it. Did you have a difficulty for me?
Yes, 13.
Fuck.
Language.
13? I gotta beat it, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna spend a plot point to add an extra die. Oop, wrong way.
Nice. Okay. Um, can you tell me about a project where you used nanobots on living creatures with
Nothing.
Ares?
Now you asked me to go back to my background here because I remember I was working on a secret project for Ares. I don't
Mhm.
remember what it was.
You don't know what it was. The one that we've been kind of going over throughout the game
Yeah,
has been taking place during the blip.
and it was a big device.
Hmm.
Nanobots was not my technology. I
Right.
was programming. And that's what I'm trying to do is program or find out what the programming was, right?
Um,
What did he
well,
ask?
what you're working on for him is basically like, yeah, you're working on specs and construction of this device. Um, you're first having to kind of backward engineer it because of what he gave you. Um, and then you're going to go from there to kind of explain like what it's supposed to do. What you've discovered from it so far is that it's some kind of very um, uh, what is the word I'm looking for? Uh, it makes micro movements for some kind of surgery.
Right. So we were using we were it was a control console for micro movements, essentially.
Hmm.
And the micro movements would probably be machinery like nanites.
No, the micro movements were actually because the machine had these surgical devices that would operate on a living being.
Okay.
There were uh, nanobots being used, but I'm just asking you for another experiment that your character might have done with Eris with nanobots, or even just research maybe for them
Um,
on living creatures.
I would say I'd use nanobots. I'd be probably doing the programming on their flight or control patterns. Um, Probably medical. Almost a secondary antibody or immune system, self healing, self replicating type deal. If you have them in you or injected into you, and they'd be pre-programmed to regenerate or repair damaged tissue.
Okay. Um, yeah, this could have been part of their um, Knights Errant um, services that they were working on, trying to build up their military. And um, you were having very good success on um, like livestock type animals, but it seemed that a lot of times the nanobots getting into human specimen uh, wasn't taking very well. It would cause injuries or have weird effects. Some people would actually glitch out and start um, basically being taken control of by these bots. Um, when um, when you when you woke up from the blip, um, like most people, you probably had things laying around your house that you weren't exactly sure what they were. Um, I'm assuming somebody as meticulous as you would probably store stuff away.
I really didn't have anything out per se, but I just kind of came to sitting in the chair with like a whiskey in my hand, just not knowing.
Right. I'm just meaning like you had a year of collection of things in the house, and like probably if you pick any room in your house or any table in your house, it doesn't look like it did 1 year ago. Um, you remember now something that you found in your house then. Um, it was a little capsule of, they look like beads, but they could have been nanobots. They just weren't giving off any readings.
Hmm.
Do you think you would have kept something like that?
That would probably be put into my safe. Probably not knowing what it was, but it seemed important. Because why would you put beads or caps or I would assume like little roly polies into a capsule?
Yep.
That probably I'd probably put it in my safe next to my watches or something, like a little on one of the shelves, just safekeeping, and I forgot about it until now. Just blase, look over it.
Well, something in the stuff you're reading over reminds you of those things. Um, maybe the machine injected some kind of nanobots into a person, or maybe it was a prep before the machine actually took place. But whatever it is, something in the instructions make you think about it. And go ahead.
This kind of, I'm thinking about this, and for some reason, I'm getting that flash of Spectre for some reason.
Okay.
Just like that little quick little like the dream I had of like just quickly seeing his face on this table.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I see? Why would I dream that if I haven't seen it?
Just to clarify,
Got
though, more than just his face is on the table, right? Like,
It was a quick glimpse, flash of him being on strapped to a table. Yes,
oh,
but in my mind's eye, I'm just remembering his face on the table, not like
gotcha.
Sever or anything, but him being there.
On like face-off type thing. Okay.
Yeah, not particularly his home self, just like the
Okay.
quick vision of okay, he's on the table. I see his face. I see it gone.
I'm just saying I wouldn't put anything by this crowd. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's like, so it's kind of like, wait a minute. I'm gonna go get those things and see if I can't get any kind of readings off them, or any kind of
Okay.
schematics or something.
Sure.
So I'll go get those and bring them out, try to get a reading off them, and then like nonchalantly go by Spectre and see if there's any kind of reaction from them.
He's not there.
Fuck.
The other two are. But
I will find a little carrying case for it
okay.
after do some tests and scan it and put a
Sure.
signal to it or some other stuff and just see if I can't get a reaction out of it.
You do notice a reaction when you come back into the room, though.
Oh, I do.
Mm-hmm. They kind of bounce a little bit towards Reyes.
no, leave me alone. I just want to sleep. I've been through enough.
Is she bleeding on my couch?
Probably.
No. He's a little hurt, but
So I like start going a bit closer to her and like see what happens.
She's gonna pull her gun and
Okay.
aim it at you like, no, I have had this happen last time. You're not coming near me with that shit. What are you doing?
You're sleeping. Shh, shh, hush, you're sleeping.
No, no, not again. I will
No,
not go
you
quietly
said
into the night.
you said you were sleeping. It's okay.
Yeah, I heard your footsteps and I heard the of whatever the fuck it is you're holding in your hand.
Um,
My AR pops up and is like, you might want to wake up for this.
uh, Raze, you feel um a kind of a static tingle in your sword when he comes close to you with them.
What's that? What's that? What's that, Scooby? um, she's gonna like slowly lower the gun down, and look at her sword instead, and be like, I mean, I guess. um, what is that?
Um, I don't know.
Why are you bringing it over towards me?
Um, it's resonating with you.
Why'd you bring it in the first place? Where did it come from? Did you bring it from the site? Are you an agent of those scientists that were trying to stab into my brain?
I saved your life. And no, I had this from the blip. I just didn't know what it was, and it seems to be reacting to you. I was doing some research for a former colleague, and just for some reason, these things kind of, I don't know, just something felt familiar about these. And it seems that you may have some of these in you, possibly, or on you.
Well, no offense, but I've had enough done to me for a day. I don't really want to see whatever witchcraft that is and what it might also do to me. Or my sword, apparently?
Hey, James, do I remember were they gonna push a button to turn her off?
Turn her off.
Yeah.
They were going to get some information out of her, and then they were going to execute her. I mean, I guess that technically, if you want to think
Just
about
kind
her
of
as a
an
computer,
off switch, yeah.
No, I
kind
thought, I
of,
thought,
but
I thought they were doing something and they were gonna disable her or turn her off.
With a bullet.
No, no,
no, they
no.
weren't going to do it with a bullet. They were going to put you to sleep. But
Oh, excuse me, they're gonna euthanize me.
yeah, it wasn't. It's not like she is controlled where she could be turned on and off
I'm
with
not a
any kind of
robot,
like
you
button.
weirdo.
Okay. It's cyberpunk. I didn't know
I mean,
until I asked the questions.
it's in the realm of possibility in this world, but no.
Okay.
I don't consent to you flipping my switch, sir.
But when she does mention sword, I need you, Raptor, to make me a. It would be a body.
Buddy, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Sorry, I can't. I have no filter.
Um,
Is it attacking me?
no, but
Oh, I see.
what is like endurance? Some sort of endurance.
Like a physical attack?
No, it's more just
Survival?
like you're about to have a very strong memory, and I need you to resist of to see how
Will?
well you handle it.
You will?
I mean,
Empathy.
I mean,
maybe empathy. Yeah, empathy makes sense.
Fuckers. So distinction, attribute, skill.
Um, yep.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I didn't roll too great.
9? Come on, man. Now, if I buy a hitch, what does that do? Can I
Um,
use that or no?
like you can use it to step up or step down a complication.
Well, that kind of sucks monkey balls then. I can't beat it. I can only tie it, which doesn't do jack diddly.
That's okay. So when she says sword, you have a very strong memory. You drop the capsules, and it, as it's falling, it floats over to where her sheath is and kind of almost magnetizes to the side of it. Um, you have a flashback, and you see Matteo is walking in front of you, and he spins around really quickly and punches you in the neck. You weren't really expecting it coming. I mean, he was your friend.
Fucker.
Why would he strike you? But you're starting to feel a little weird. And when
Like,
he moves his hand away, you could see that he's holding a bioflow injector. You've been drugged. You're feeling woozy.
motherfucker.
Welcome to the club.
A couple of knights errants come running out and they grab you and they force you into a chair. He says to you, "Of course we knew what it would do. Why do you think we've been targeting native lands?" He pulls
Who
out native lands.
the fuck is that?
You've been drugged. Um,
The fuck
you're
is native
feeling
land?
weird. He pulls out a nanodose, and the knight errants hold your arm out. And in the nanodose, you could see the capsule that's on it, and you could see in their completed form the exact same beads that you were just holding. And he's like, "Now you're going to show us where Subject Zero is." And he goes to inject it, and you start seeing those beads floating into your arm. At the same time, the door gets kicked open, and now you're seeing double. Everything's a blur. Foxtrot, Rays, Spectre, they all run into the room. They're all over the place. Somebody screams, "Titan, over here!" You you're looking around. Nothing makes sense. You can hear yourself saying, "My arm. Do it." Rays lifts up her sword, and you can see the lightning arc from the hilt bounce off the metal all the way down to the tip. She swings it down, and all you remember is pain. You wake up in the room.
What room? The room I was sitting in?
Your room you're in.
The
You're back
room
to
where it
you're back to
happens.
current.
For context, does he have both arms right now?
He does not.
Good thing to know.
You bleeding now, or is it? Have we cauterized the wound?
Wait, did I just chop off
This
his
was a
arm? I'm confused. Like, wait,
It was-
this was
what?
a flashback that
This was
happened in his head.
This
Yeah.
was a
Oh, I was
flashback.
wondering if it's like, is this real or not?
No,
It's
I
like,
have an
listen,
arm. It's just you don't know what it is.
Okay,
I'm a samurai, not a
that's fair.
doctor.
I'm sorry. I thought it was very obviously a
No,
cybernetic arm.
it's a high. Well, if you see it, it's metal, but it's high end. It's not like big and bulky. And I've had a long sleeve shirt on with a glove.
Gotcha.
I'll just look Raised in the eye and be like, "You cut off my arm."
Sir, I don't know if you were in the same fight that I just was in, but I was being tortured on a table and then we ran away. So, no.
You took your sword and cut off my arm. And who the fuck is Titan?
Maybe I will go home. It seems like we could all use some good rest.
No.
She's gonna like
No, 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 no,
slowly
no, no,
sit
no, no,
up,
no.
stand off
I
the couch, and
just
like inch
no,
around him.
Ray. I
What?
just had a flashback of part of the blip.
By the way,
What?
do do you or um Foxtrot know? Sorry, does Rays or Foxtrot know that he's having flashbacks? I mean, have you talked to anybody about it, Raptor?
No,
Definitely not me.
no, this is the first time. I mean, literally, I still feel the pain.
Was I actually in the room when that happened? Like you said, like I was, but like what was that? Him hallucinating me in the room because I was kind of like in an adjacent room, kind of meditating and resting at the time. Or did I actually come run into the room?
I mean, you might have heard some commotion going on, like especially after he started feeling woozy, and like I'm imagining you probably collapsed to a knee or
Hit a chair or a table or something,
yeah.
bumped it.
Gotcha.
So you're hearing some kind of commotion, and like you were hearing them talk about something, and like you could probably hear her pull her gun first as he was approaching. Like, no, I don't want that in me. I've just had a tough day, blah blah blah, and then
Followed up perception.
what's happening here?
And he's like, "Whoa!"
I just had a vision, actually, not even a memory. It seemed of the past, and somehow we are all connected.
I mean, yeah, we've run a
No, no,
couple deals together.
no, no. Prior to
Did
that, somehow during the blimp, either you, Foxtrot and Spectre, were on a team of some sort, rescuing me, or I was part of your team. I don't know, but you were with someone named Titan coming to rescue me. I had been injected with a nanite solution in my arm to find Subject Zero. And I had you cut my arm off to make sure the nanites don't get into my body.
well, that seems extreme.
Oh, yeah, I don't think cutting off my arm was a fun choice. But I've been having other flashbacks also. I've seen one of Spectre strapped to a table. I just thought, just a
That,
fever dream.
I mean,
But this is too much.
does seem to be a bit of a trend for us then.
What do you mean?
Oh, the whole strap to the table thing. Uh, I,
James,
are you
do I
sure it wasn't just
remember?
like a nightmare or something?
James, do I remember them talking when they were trying to get information out of her? What they were saying?
um,
Because they were looking for the eye, correct?
yes. And
Did
so
they
they wanted
man-
to know what they needed to know what she knew, um, and basically like uh, they were like trying to think of how it was all phrased. I,
did
but it was
subject
something along the lines of like, get her prepped. We need her. We're going to need to get the information, and then once we're done with her, go ahead and shut her off. That might be what you thought about the button,
yeah.
because
Um,
but they were just meaning that as the killer.
did I read anywhere in Vanian's information about a subject zero or the original eye person?
Um,
I know it was.
no,
I know it
but
wasn't registered, but it was installed in somebody.
no, but you might be able to surmise since Matteo um was in your other visions, that he might have been talking about Spectre, especially since you saw Spectre was free in this vision.
Okay. Um, I'm sorry. Aaron, what'd you say before? I spaced out.
don't remember. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we need Spectre here. Have you been having any visions, per se? Any recalls of the past?
Not that I remember, but frankly, the past couple days feel like a fever dream to me. Anyways, I keep having people trying to murder me constantly, and I don't know why. So, I think that's enough
Well,
for me.
apparently, they were trying to get information out of you.
About what?
Not, I have no idea.
I don't.
But then they
I
were
don't even
gonna
know who.
off
Well,
you.
I did the like snaky lady. I do remember her a little bit. I think she. I think I knew her from when I was a kid. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a long time, but yeah, I do remember that a bit. I don't know why she's after me now. Actually, James, do I know that? I'm thinking about it. I don't necessarily know her motive, though, right?
No, but she did ask about uh Saito. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she she did want to find my mentor, but that's not really surprising, I guess. I feel like
Hmm.
I don't know why though.
Did any of the scientists have insignia or who they were?
They're wearing EvoCorp jackets
EvoCorp. Okay. Knights Aaron, were they before the blip or after the blip?
before the blip.
And now they're gone after?
Yeah, nobody knows why.
And who's now currently there?
Lone Star.
Lone Star. Oh no, the Knights Aaron was part of Ares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
okay.
was their police/military force, and they in this happened before the blip, but basically something happened, and Knights Errant replaced Lone Star as the police force.
And then after the blip, Lone Star was back as police force.
Yep.
Okay. I am thoroughly confused now.
Ray's is slowly gonna sit back down.
Um, yeah. I'm gonna text my friend that research is going slower than I expected. Haven't uh haven't got much progress yet,
Okay.
but we'll keep at it.
Ray's is gonna also reach down and like try to pull the little capsule thing off of her sword scabbard.
I mean, it easily comes off.
Okay, it's just gonna like very gingerly like reach it out towards the raptor. Like here you go.
I'll take them and then I'll put them back in my safe.
Is my sword still like but like is it like the EMP sort of buzz or
Yeah. Pretty much like. I mean, you weren't exactly privy to his vision, but in the vision, you kicked on your EMP to when you cut off his arm,
okay.
um, which is what deactivated the nanobots. But they're still attracted to that metal, um, which happens with electromagnetic and metal sometimes. Uh,
Hmm.
okay. Let me take a fiver, do a bio break, and then we'll pick back up.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. See you in a moment. Are people here?
I suppose.
Is everybody back?
Yerp.
I'm here.
Your days.
Pappy?
You are on mute.
He might not be there.
He's there in spirit.
Yeah, we went to Boston to see Jonathan Van Ness. He
Who
did
dat?
the guy from Queer Eye. He's the one that has he does all the hair product stuff. The one with the really long Jesus-like hair.
What type of show does he do?
Queer Eye. Oh, it's kind of comedy.
Okay.
Actually, it pretty much is comedy.
But not
he-
stand-up comedy?
Yeah, it's a stand-up comedy show.
Okay.
It's like I don't see it being related to really anything else because I mean, he's just getting up there. He's telling a story about himself, and he makes it funny.
hmm
And so, I mean, I guess that's what like 99% of the comics do.
Gotcha.
So I don't see it really being any different than that. He had an opening act with that person was absolutely a comedian. But he is just a naturally funny guy, and so yeah, he had a story to tell, and so he's been going around doing that. But yeah, so that was kind of fun.
Who?
But day one in Boston sucked. Well, just like getting around anywhere, the traffic was just horrendous because they're doing so much construction. Parking was impossible. And then like you would get up to an intersection and there was like 19 turns. And like the GPS, it was just like nuts and showing like it would show like this like circle for like where you're at, and then like it had all these branches, and it's like trying to show you which branch, and I'm like, it's like the fourth branch, dude. That one, I think. Oh crap, we missed it by just barely. Uh, um, but we were going, we were going, and we missed our exit. Well, actually, we didn't miss our exit yet. Oh, we were driving and we got into a tunnel, and Jamie is like really afraid of tunneling underwater. So I lean over to Jeff and I was like, dude, and I point to the GPS, and he was like, oh, dude, and, and Jamie was like, what's that? And so they wouldn't leave us alone. So finally, I showed them. Upon doing that, we missed our turn. No, it wasn't exactly their fault. I should have prepped Jeff better, but but we missed our turn, and we kept going. And she was like, "Well, at least we're not underwater." And I look back at the GPS, and we were just about to cross the big waterway in Boston, and I was like, yeah, about that. We're now under more. But day two was much better. We actually went to the middle of the city and got out and just walked around. That was awesome. That city's really nice and fun to walk around. Lots of stuff going on. Um, and then like we found We walked through the graveyard where Sam Adams is, and then we went
Mhm.
across the street to the pub to drink Sam Adams, because that's what you should do.
Right. How many times the same Adams did they have on tap?
I don't know. I didn't count.
Okay.
Enough to where I was able to find something that I could stomach.
Right.
I'm not much of a beer drinker.
I see.
All right. Let's jump over to Spectre.
Spectre.
So you arrive at your destination. Once you reach the building, your shadow mount slows and then turns into smoke as you continue to walk on up the sidewalk. You get to the building and you look up and you see the sign at somewhere around floor 150 that reads Spark Electronics. What do you do?
So I'm inside the building already, or I'm outside?
No, you're outside the building. You're looking up at the building.
Okay. As I'm looking up, what time is it approximately?
It's morning. Earlier I said it was like 9:30 or something like that. So we'll just go ahead and say it's like, I don't know, 10:30 now.
I kind of like go a bit further down the street and just like find a bench across the street and kind of like sit down on it where I can still see the view of the building. And then I, in the like shadows behind me where no one's really paying attention, you see like a small black bird kind of like form out of it and fly up to a window on the left side of the building at like floor 130-ish or something around there. And he just kind of starts like pecking at the window. And I kind of wait there until I see someone look out.
You probably expected it to go all the way up to the top, but for some reason it didn't. It started pinging on the side. And you see a silhouette come to the window and peer out.
Okay.
He
And when it does, like when I see that, I kind of like send the bird to kind of just like fly out into the sky and kind of like dissipate into nothingness. And then I walk away and kind of do my own thing for a while, and then around 11:30 I kind of wander into like the edge of like the higher class tech business and like the middle class kind of like casual area of the city, and walk into this a like lunch tavernist kind of place called the Crow's Nest, and sit at a table and order drinks for two.
Okay. So just slightly after you get the drinks out, this guy comes walking in.
There, he looks cooler than me.
And he sits down across from you. He's like, you have a open invitation anytime you want into Fark Electronics. Your name's on the building too.
You think I would not raise any suspicion walking in there? A person who can barely afford a tenth of a product that you sell from there? I think I'll hedge my bets and just stick with this. It's good to see you,
Hey.
though.
Same, brother.
So
Why the cloak and dagger?
I have a couple things I'd like to discuss with you. A couple questions. I know it's been a little bit since we've seen each other, but I assume no one followed you, or you're pretty secure. I know you always are, but just want to confirm.
The only people that know I'm here are the people that must know.
Okay.
He picks up his drink and lifts the clinket with yours.
So I don't really know a clean way to put this, but have you ever heard of a certain eye going around lately? I like say quietly, make sure no one else hears.
And I what?
An eye, like a mechanical eye. It seems to be causing a lot of ruckus. And your name's been brought up a few times, or I should say the company's name. But to me, that's one and the same.
You mean our name has been brought up a few times?
Yes, our name.
Well, we make a lot of different things, so I need you to be a little bit more specific.
I look at him kind of like surprised, thinking he would have known from that. I'm like, you really don't know what I'm talking about? Seems like a
So
pretty big deal.
keep in mind, your brother's really good at social maneuvering.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm not.
if you're trying to get something out of him, you're going to need to make some kind of roll to try to push him, whether you're trying to provoke him or you're trying to build a rapport or empathize.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, look, here's the situation. I have been tasked to possibly learn and find about this eye before I make anything rash or cause trouble for me or you, because I don't know what I may be getting into. I need to know what you know so we can make this as seamless as possible for both of us. I say, rolling my. I guess rapport. I get like a bonus since I'm like I know him.
Sure. You can use a plot point to add a D8 since, yeah, you have that connection.
What is my attribute for this? Charisma? Composure?
Composure would be fine. Presence could be also another one because like you're pushing forward. Like here's the deal. This is what's going to happen. Composure, like you're trying to keep off your nervousness.
Okay.
So
And I'll add a D8. Yeah.
I can still hear you. I just got to put the kids back in the room.
Okay.
Jeff, come on. Go on. Go get her. Go on, Abby.
What does tying do? Tying means I lose, right?
Yes, it kind of means you lose, but
Yeah.
you can
I'll tie and beat his outcome, I guess.
either take a social D6 stress, or you could spend a plot point to push forward and try to push more out of him. So you just basically make another type of social roll.
What does doing the social stress do?
it's like all other stress. Like basically, this is a
Like, how does
social
that help
contract.
me though?
Help you? No, you didn't win.
Oh, it's not the punishment. Okay, I thought you were saying like an option is I could do that to help me win. I was like, what?
Gotcha. No.
Um, yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
it would be a D4 since I'm sorry, I didn't notice that you had a D8 effect.
yeah. I will. I'll take the D4. I guess.
So by you asking this question, he's like, um, what he's getting out of you is something that he's been looking into himself, and he's like, so you're one of the people that Alpha Blue hired.
You know more than you look than I. Yeah. You know more than I thought you would. Not surprising, but still. So, if you're disinformed, what happened with Alpha Blue?
I mean, to my knowledge, she's off grid.
Do you know
I don't
why she
know.
hired us?
I do not.
What do I roll for like lie checks?
That would be deceit.
Okay.
Or empathy would be another one. Like you're trying to notice something from them.
They're all the same. Intuition. Would superhearing help this? Or no?
Yeah, you can listen to heartbeats.
Cool. I'm gonna lie check that. Add
That's great.
condition. What is that? Oh, I have to add the D4.
Yep.
Okay.
I also rolled a hitch, so you can purchase that if you want to. You can either lower your social stress or give him a social stress.
Of what, D6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give him a D6 social.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that.
Sweet. I think I should be down. I might have hit the wrong button. It should be at 5. Do I go first for this?
Okay, so you were trying to detect a lie in him.
Yeah.
You caught basically in some of his inflections that he really doesn't know why Alpha hired you all, but he also might have not known it was specifically the eye that she was looking for.
Okay. So do I have to roll for this then? I like
No,
rolls.
no.
I don't know.
You roll to did you not put out your
I didn't put my number yet. I didn't know if I was supposed to go first or not.
Oh no, I already rolled the 8. Sorry. I don't know what I saw. I saw the 11s up there and I for some reason thought that's what you rolled.
Oh. Okay, well.
Yeah, I
didn't
rolled
do
the
that,
8.
So. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, that still makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you detect off of him. That he might not have known that it was the eye. So be sure that you start adding in that D6 on your next roll. He's like,
Is there a reason
why?
I went to D6?
Did you have to roll? Oh, you had to roll part of your stress, and you rolled a 1.
It wasn't on the D4 though.
It doesn't matter if you
Oh,
roll
it's
a
adding
1.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then I look at him and I'm like, So it seems like we're both missing some information, but I just want to know from you what the eye is and why you're making it in the first place. From what I've heard, it seems it's capable of peering into the memories of the blip or something. Do you care to clarify on that? You know how curious I am about that myself.
Go ahead and give me a rapport.
You walked into this with the lowest stats.
No.
D6. Do I have to add a D8 if I want to do that, or plot point if I want to do that D8 again? Or is that like for the scene?
That was for the scene.
Okay.
And your social stress is D6.
Yep.
I'll buy it.
Sweet.
Nice. So he's now taking a D8 of social stress. And he's going to go ahead and give in. All I know about the eye, and this has been something I've been working on since the blip, we built it during the eye.
During the blip.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. We built it during the blip. He's so stressed. He pulls out his data pad and he slides through it a little bit, and he goes, most of this has just been through paper trails and post-it notes that I've had around my office working on this. Apparently, I was taking a hands-on approach with this. And he slides it over to you, and you see at the top it says Project Spec Tech Shadow Site.
Spectec Shadow Site. Okay.
He was like, he covers up the CH, and he's like, I'm pretty sure I named it after you.
I just think it sounded familiar. But if you were making this during the blip, why'd you name it after me?
I don't know. He was like, and he slides down a little bit, and he goes, I have notes here of you helping me with this.
I show like a serious face of disbelief. You're saying I helped you build tech? What could I even contribute for that?
And he slides over the data pad, and he's like, look, you helped me devise a theory.
What? I look down and what do I see?
Basically, there's page and pages of data that he's been going through. They're like scanned in, and then his thoughts and notes are off to the side as he's trying to piece together what this was. And you can see that, like, you find some post-it notes that have scribblings that look like your chicken scratch. And they kind of like start talking about like a theoretical moment that we might forget something. And he's very much more like his notes and stuff are very much more scientific about like how we can build something that actually would record even if something tried to affect it either through tech or magic that would try to erase it. And so it couldn't actually just store anything on the device. It had to store it in the body. Uh, it talked about this idea of muscle memory to store thoughts. And it is kind of all over the place because again, these are just notes that you two are writing to each other in the idea of you're going to remember what you're saying. But unfortunately, that moment has passed.
So you're saying we knew we were going to forget the blip before the blip even finished?
He scrolls to a certain point on there and he goes, I'm saying you knew. And he points down to it, and you have a note on there saying, I can't lose them. You need to help me build this. And it was like a letter written to your brother.
Do you have any other records from this period, or is everything contained in here?
Everything's right on there. And then he scrolls to another section on there. He goes, who's Griffin Moore? And he points to his name.
Out of character, do I know a Griffin Moore?
No, you do not.
Okay. Well, I never heard of him. Why?
Because he's apparently the person we installed it in.
It was completed and fully used, 100%? Or was it still a testing phase?
I don't have a single device in my entire warehouse that meets any of these specs. It's like we built one of them and we installed it in this Griffin Moore, and that's it.
Post blip, you no longer had the device then? Or did you lose it after the fact?
We never had I never had the device in. Yeah, I didn't have it after the blip. I mean, obviously, we built it during the blip. We installed it. The blip happened, and I had all of these notes still in my office. And I was trying to figure out what the hell happened. When I first found your letter, I started even wondering, did you cause the blip?
I hope not. I say jokingly. So why have you not told me after all this time? It's been years.
The door is always open for you to come and visit.
This isn't the first time we've talked. This is the first time it's been brought up, though.
You've never cared about this stuff. And honestly, if you were the one that did cause the blip, I wanted to find out so I could protect you.
What?
I'm not going to hang family out. We might not agree on a lot of things, but you wouldn't do something without a good reason.
Yeah. So I guess, what do we do now? I mean, obviously I can't, this has got to stay a secret, but like, is there anything I can do to help you investigate this further? Like, I don't know what to, this isn't quite my territory.
This is as far as I've gotten. There's only a few people who I've trusted enough to go through this. There's somebody that works at the office that at his office that you've known them since like childhood with your brother.
Mhm.
They were hired. Somebody who you've seen before, like in like when you're waiting outside the office, or maybe in those rare times that you've ever gone into the office, you've actually chatted with them. Um, can you tell me like who they are?
She is a friend of originally my brother, but I got to know her as well from when he was in like late high school into college and learning back in the day. They stayed in touch for quite a while, and then when he created the company, he decided to invite her as a secretary of his to help kind of found it and take care of some of the managerial stuff that he wasn't capable of doing at the time. And she's stayed with him ever since.
Okay. She's been kind of running liaison um, for me on some of this.
Okay. Um, is it safe to say I can discuss or mention this to her if I need to bring it up with you again? Or I know you say the doors are open, but I still don't feel comfortable just walking up to the top of a fancy building like that.
I mean, yeah, you can always call me and I'll meet you wherever
Oh,
we need to.
kind of chuckle, but okay. Um, and you know nothing of this Griffin Moore,
Griffin Moore.
all these years, and you couldn't find an ounce on him.
It's I mean, it's not a super common name. It's not like a John Smith, but millions and millions of people live here. There's a lot of Griffin Moores. I've never had a Griffin Moore. I mean, I've had a couple Griffin Moores that have worked for the company. I've tried to go through their stuff. I don't think it was any of them. I have yet to be able to find this person.
And lastly, I like get like super serious. I mean, I was solid serious, but I get like serious, and I look at him like, you don't have anything to do with Alpha Blue, right?
What do you mean?
You don't know why she hired us?
No, I do not know. I just know that she was on this.
Um, Out of character, I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything from when she first hired us. There were 3 pieces of paper. She gave us like an ID, a blueprint, and a letter. I have in my
Anybody want to help out
notes.
with that? I think you're accurate, but
It
just in
was
case
a
you're forgetting
letter my
something.
brother wrote her. It was the schematic to the eye, and then it was a business card of Vivian.
Vivian. Vivian was the person whose place we went to and couldn't find because he was dead.
Correct.
Right.
No, he wasn't dead. He had left, and that's when
Or he was captured. Right.
Well, he wasn't there, but there was people there that.
I thought he was like taken out in a truck, and we were going to follow the truck, and we got distracted. Right.
No.
No, he wasn't there.
No,
Yeah.
when we had the conflict with my previous coworker.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clean
Yeah,
sheet.
but I thought we found the bodies of like the other people there,
No,
and then I
there's-
like smelled a
there's-
truck that left. Or was he not
so-
in the truck?
No.
So you did smell a truck that did leave. That was the truck that came and took care of the bodies.
Okay.
Well, took them out.
Yes.
But you guys did connect to him afterwards. You found his security system, and I think Raptor hacked into it.
I did. I actually got.
Sorry, is your microphone up?
Sorry. I was screaming at the microphone when y'all were talking. I hate all the character shit. So there was a letter from Neil. There was a business card of Vivian, and there's a blueprint of the specs for the eye optics.
Mm-hmm. No, we heard all of it,
Yeah.
but we're just very faint.
Um,
I look back at Carrig, and I'm like, so you know nothing. Have you ever heard of Vivian? Vivian, whatever his last name is.
I think it's actually Vanian,
Vanian?
yeah, Vanian,
but
sorry.
but he's like, yeah, he is this stolen tech dealer.
I was actually looking into him for where and who he where he was, who and where.
A few things that we've made have ended up in his shop.
Seems high Maeve in one of them. I visited there the other day. Seems some people were a step ahead of us and shot the place down. Don't know where Vanian was seen though.
I mean, really, when you're dealing with that kind of society, that's just what's going to happen. You live a life of crime.
Life of necessity, for sure. I was just wondering if we wanted to, if you knew any information on him or where he might be hiding, or I don't know how in touch you are with a person like him, but
I mean, I have people that can help me find him for you.
I would appreciate that. And then, did I see like any blueprints of the device in the notes he was showing me, or was that vacant in there?
You saw some drawings and stuff.
Not like schematics like the ones we had, or
They're rough schematics.
okay. All right. I start to like wave to the waiter for the bill and like start bringing it over. And I'm like, all right, well, this was more insightful than I had hoped actually, but as a word of advice before I go, you may want to triple check all the people involved in your company. The schematics have been leaked, it seems like, and I don't know if it came from your company directly or it was from before the blip, but I feel like you may be more involved than you think.
Corporate espionage kind of comes with the territory of what I do.
Yeah. But I feel
But
like
I
this
appreciate
is
the heads up.
All right. Anything you need from me before I head out? Aside from a big old hug from my bro.
Yeah, you guys do the bro hug. He drops a wad of credits on the table and heads on out.
Okay. Do I know where they all met? Or am I just kind of like wandering, hoping I'll find everyone else?
You could pretty much assume. It seems
Okay.
like you've all been going back there after every outing anyways.
Okay. I start heading over to their place. And I knock on the door whenever I get there, probably like an hour later.
You go into the lobby and
Or sorry.
a
Yeah, I
message
forgot
goes up.
it's a fancy place. Never mind.
A message goes up to Nathaniel. I'm assuming you let him up.
Yes.
All right. And yep, you enter into his apartment.
I'm like, oh, the whole gang's here. Perfect. I guess we all got out safe and sound, fortunately.
Ray'll just like wave gingerly from the couch.
By the way, total sidetrack. I forgot to ask earlier. Is there a way to heal mental stress, or is that not like healable aside from just time?
Every scene it drops by 1. Or you can have like a like if your character goes and sees a therapist, or you have a heart to heart with a comrade or whatnot.
Okay, that's fine. I look around and I'm like, okay. Are we all good? I see Ray's like looking more hurt than I remember her being, and some people are kind of like freaked out a little bit looking, but like not too much.
I'm having issues.
With what?
I seem to have I had a flashback of Ray cutting off my arm with her sword.
Ray, what?
He asked me to,
And I
allegedly.
quick like turn to her like.
You need to like
Aaron, I
lead
don't know
with
if you know
that or
you're muted.
something. Oh.
She's not there.
You haven't heard my interjections the entire time?
No.
I have not.
No.
Oh, okay.
You've been
those
muted.
have been funny.
Okay, well.
We thought you were just taking a nap.
No, okay, well, I was just like, oh, they're just used to my random shit. They're just, going with it.
You're sitting there going, wow, they've been stoic this whole time.
Well, like, I haven't had to roll, so I've just been, like, chilling on my couch because my body's really hurting right now, and it feels better to, like, stretch out. And so I was just like, yeah, I don't need to roll anything. I'm just listening to the role play. I'll just talk every now and then. I was just like, oh, okay, there's really
Way to
enjoyed or
really get
something.
into the
Yeah,
to your character.
You're really vibing with your character right now.
Honestly, you know what? Yes, I am.
But yeah, so you turn to her after hearing about her cutting his arm off.
No, you need to like lead with the fact that you asked me to do that allegedly. Quit telling people I cut off your arm, okay? Not cool. She's gonna kind of like grimace, like as she's like gesturing and be like, "Oh God, ow."
Spectre, do you know anyone by the name of Titan?
Person? No, I've not heard anything like that.
Because
Why do you ask?
just had a memory during the blimp.
Okay,
Again?
okay,
The blimp.
You're in the blimpy.
okay. It's not just me. Like I'm like I
Yes.
am tired, so like maybe, but you
No,
know.
he's been saying that like that the whole night. Yeah.
Okay.
5 years ago, there was a period of a year where all of you lived inside the good year.
I was like, is it a hydrogen one? Because I have concerns.
So
Did anybody else see Get Out? Or not Get Out? Oh, what was the other one? The one where it was the alien one.
Nope.
Oh, I was gonna say Knives Out, but that's not the same one. There
Oh,
was
well.
an explosion there, so you know.
What Jordan Peele movies are we doing here?
Good.
So I had a memory of a coworker of mine. I was working on a project, I guess, with nanites, and he injected me with these nanites, trying to get information on Subject Zero. And then you, Foxtrot, and Ray all broke into this facility to, I guess, rescue me. And someone mentioned Titan. But I had
You're
Ray.
saying we all knew each other before the blip? Before I was even a runner?
Yes. I'm not sure if you knew me at the time because I wasn't part of the group that I know of. I know you were coming to get me, but I had Ray cut off my arm so the nanites didn't infect me. I found a capsule of some like beads that I can only assume might be nanites that reacted to Ray. And that's what triggered this vision of the past.
Side note, has Raptor always had a cybernetic arm, or was it like assumed that this event is where his real arm got cut off and now it's replaced by cybernetic.
I have not always had one before the blip.
Right.
I woke up with the cybernetic arm.
Gotcha.
So I had a previous memory of you, Spectre. I was at Ares and you were strapped to a table, being, I believe, prepped for something. And that's when my vision blurred out. So now I've had visions that feel like the past of you.
And wasn't that kid that we rescued that one time? Didn't he say he also saw me in was it a dream?
It was a memory of
A memory?
a news broadcast.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
believe, I'm not sure you said all of us or at least 3 of you.
I remember I was on the screen and it seemed like I was like a wanted criminal or something. Being experimented on. What beads were these?
I still have them. They're
See.
little metal beads. I'll go into the safe and bring it out to him.
Just leave me out of it, okay? I'm really am good. I just want to be quick. Just leave me alone.
I mean, I'm at a loss here. Things has transpired during the blip, and somehow we are all previously connected of some way.
Hmm.
But I do know my former associate did contact me a couple of days ago about trying to reverse engineer the machine I was working on. But in my dream, that motherfucker dope punched me and injected me
He's the
into.
one who put it in you?
He's the one that put it in me. I said, no,
And you're
don't
still
put it in me.
messaging him.
I just had this vision. But I did message him, tell him I have not had any luck making headway on this.
Wait a
May I ask who
second.
this informant is?
Hey, hang on. Before we go down that road, are we sure that me allegedly cutting off your arm stopped these whatevers? Like, are you sure you don't have any in you? How do
You
we know
sure
that?
I don't have any in you?
I,
Because your sword reacted to it.
what does that have to do with me? I'm not my sword. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I like it a lot, but like, what?
I don't know. They were trying to get information out of you, and how do you do that when you're unconscious?
I, I, I don't know. What does that have to do with what I'm asking you? I feel like this is a fallacy, sir.
Well, if nanites are in you, I'm sure they have information that can be retrieved from you.
Okay, but they weren't. So
How do you know?
why are we? No, we are not going to redirect the question that I asked you. Are we sure that you don't have them in you?
Are we sure you don't have them in you?
Oh my god. I can't. She's gonna get up and just start walking out.
It's a valid question.
It is. I would love to have an answer to it. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. I don't know. That's the question. I don't know.
That's an answer.
Do any of us have them in us? We don't know. I can
Raze, can you check your
try.
messages?
Yes.
You hear a voice in your head. It tells you, no, there's none of us in you. She cuts off my arm again. Son of a.
Yes.
Anyway, I was saying, who's this informant of yours?
His name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Sound like you roll for the name.
1, 2.
That's what I was thinking.
Is there
Mate-
something I'm trying to beat, James? Sorry.
His name is Mateo
I'm trying to just
Amangala.
yeah, just go ahead and display whatever the best roll that you could put out
Well, I'm
is.
trying to figure out what my effect die should be. Does that matter?
Everything.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, say to Mateus what?
Mateo Amangala.
Mateo Amangala.
Amengual.
Okay.
Medulla oblongata.
And you don't happen to know a Griffin more, would you?
Does not ring a bell.
Interesting.
Why do you mention?
I was talking with someone on the way here, and the name got mentioned. That's about it.
So what's the importance of this name to ask?
He may have had dealings with the Eye. I thought we might want to look into him as well.
Well, I did not notice that in any of the records in Vanian's shop. But the eye was scanned 3 days prior, but not logged. So it may or may not still be with that person. If he's involved.
Would you be
with
able
it?
to use your high sci-fi, not sci-fi, it's real in this world, high tech searching powers to look into him? I know you're one of the best. So.
Do you have any other information besides a name?
The name of the Eye? No, unfortunately.
No, that anything more than the name of the guy.
That's about it.
As I look more into Vanian, I may run across him. And he said his name was
Griffin Moore.
Griffin Moore.
With the Raven.
Also, did Ray walk out?
More.
Oh yeah, she's on her way out the door very slowly at this point.
Very slowly. Also, as I quickly remember, I look back and I'm like, wait, Ray, don't leave.
Listen, I really need some rest, and every time I interact with somebody here, I end up worse off. So I feel like I should just go home and like sleep for a day or two, and try and get some of this stress off of my body.
You don't
Pops
want
his head out of
answers,
the
though?
room for the other rooms. Like, she's got a point.
Wait, guys, before I got here, I was able to follow the truck back to their building, but I don't know if they're going to be there for long. I don't know if they sensed me or anything, or what was in the truck, or they're going to ship it out.
Where was this?
So I told them the location, wherever it was. And I'm like, it seemed kind of sketchy. And by kind of, I mean very. And there might have been either someone locked in the back or a body in the back of that truck, from what I could tell. So we might want to hurry, like today, hurry. I know we're kind of tired, but.
Well, that's cool. You guys let me know how that recon goes, and after I rest, I'll help you sort through it.
Really? You're gonna walk away from this?
Limp, but yes. I mean, unless you have some magical healing powers that you're holding back.
Out of character, how hurt are you actually?
At this point, I only have 2 physical stress, but I do have 2 physical stress.
I got 2 mental, 2 social, 2
That's
brain.
fine.
You're
It's only
fine.
stress. It's not a trauma.
I don't know. At this point, I'm starting to get some mental trauma just being here. So, honestly, actually, no. I guess I did cure that, didn't I? I was gonna say I know I had trauma from them, friggin' trying to experiment on me, but I guess I cured it last game.
Or they healed it for you.
Uh, or something went wrong with the the code and I broke something. I don't know.
No, no, you do not have it purposefully. I
Oh,
know that one for a fact.
okay. Because I was gonna say I know I had a lot more crap on me. So. Eh.
I look
Life
at her.
is
I'm like, look, we can't just let this opportunity slide. They have information. They have
I am tactically
on
planning
you,
for it. In fact,
on the eye, by sleeping.
yeah.
Look, we'll grab some painkillers on the way. Okay, it'll be fine.
I'm
Okay.
game.
So that's what we're gonna look into next thing. We're gonna do a recon on that building.
Yeah.
life truly imitates art. As Ray leaves the building to go home, Aaron needs to go to sleep.
Also
Yep.
true.
Um. And after I say this, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Foxtrot, you get a message that a new record has arrived.
Okay. When did I get that message?
Pretty much just now.
Just now.
Hmm.
Is it an Elvis record? No.
Uh,
Okay.
I kind of relayed to the group that I need to take care of something, but I'll join you up, or I'll rejoin with you guys.
See, nap time for everybody.
Post with afterwards.
Just shaking my head. I'm like, okay.
I'm
Last time I
hey,
bring you guys info.
I'm game. Just my truck might not be.
Like I mean I'm not trying to just like outright dismiss, intel that you're bringing. I'm just saying that it's okay for us to take a short rest.
Yep. And also, your characters are dealing with their own crap.
Right.
I mean, sure, you do want to feel like the heroes, but sometimes it's like, we really need to figure out what's going on with this eye. This seems to be a big thing.
Sometimes you need a me day.
So it's completely understandable if you guys let that one go. Or
Wait.
if
Oh,
that's
this
what you
isn't
guys want to
related
do
to the
after.
eye at all, is it?
No, this had something
I
to do with
forgot
the
to
Evo Corporation.
sidetrack. Never mind. That's like half of why I cared so much.
Gotcha.
Okay. This is all about Ray then, and whoever was captured.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally that's all Ray has dealt with for the past like 6 7 games is constantly being shot at, kidnapped, like some form of attempted murder. So
Gaslit, multiple
it's
times.
it's been a rough go. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for the games. I should be good for next week, barring life. So
I think
I
I should be too.
might I might have to let you know. I know my
okay.
sister-in-law is visiting,